Well, welcome back to another episode of Carpidity, and today we are going to talk about, Ross?
We're going to talk about 5 cars that are fairly cheap or inexpensive that look much more expensive than what they are. So,
let's get to it.
Yes, sir. All right, very first on the list, we have a Nissan 350Z. Now, I know this car doesn't look particularly expensive, but you might be surprised that there's one listed on Auto Trader in reasonable condition right now for $5,500. So, I mean, I don't know what you think, but when I look at a Nissan 350Z, I think it's got to cost at least 10 or 15, right?
I agree. Every time I think of one, hell, a beat up one, I'm still like, 8, 9 grand.
Now, we're not saying it's a great buy, you should go buy one. I mean, they make about 285 horsepower. They're not super light. They're a little bit larger than the 370, but either way, you gotta admit, it looks more expensive than $5,500.
Number 2 on the list is the Mercedes C-Class, which is new. It's $32,000. So you can be the receptionist, the guy sweeping the floor, and they're gonna, when you roll up in there, everybody's gonna be like, oh man, that's upper management.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, people are gonna think you're a business professional, even if you're just sweeping the floors of said business.
You get that Merc badge for $32,000, so everybody's gonna assume you make a shit ton of money.
That's right, 3-pointed star. That's all it is on this car, and that's the only new car on our list. So the other ones are gonna be a little bit more of a bargain and a little bit more interesting.
Number 3 on the list is the Lotus Elise, which on Auto Trader used right now. And we're not talking about the turbocharged one. We're talking about super cheap and with exotic looks. And it's the Yoda motor making 190 horsepower. Would you agree with that?
I'd say those things look pretty wild to me. And I mean, right now, what are they going for? $24,000 for a Lotus. I mean, there are actually cheaper Lotuses than that, but the Elise looks modern and it looks really cool. So
I see them rolling around at OP, and I know what they're worth, and I still have to like double take.
Yeah. So if you guys want to get into an exotic for cheap, there's your car, Lotus Elise. Number 4 on the list is the Dodge Viper. All right, and new Vipers still go for a lot, but the old Vipers back in the 90s, you can get those relatively cheap now. All right, and the best part about that car is it's actually a fast car. Those cars started with like 400 horsepower, and you get an American V10 and everything, and it's a really cool car. They look wild. I like the first gen Viper body style the best. That's just me. I think that they look a lot more expensive than what they are. You can get one for 25 grand on Auto Trader right now. And so, if you ask me, I mean, it looks like a lot more than 25 grand worth of car. But before you rush out and go buy one, understand the top. There's no top. I mean, there's no top for real. Like, there's not even windows. There's not even an exterior door handle. So they have some goofy contraption you can put on top and some really terrible looking like zip-on vinyl windows. Look like a Jeep. Yeah, I would never put those on. If it was raining, I would just get wet. I can't handle it. So if you're thinking about one of those, really think hard about the kind of weather you're willing to drive in with no protection at all. It is totally going to be like riding a motorcycle. Good weather, and that's it. So, all right, what's the last one, Nick?
Well, it's near and dear to my heart, and you guys probably already know, but it's the C5 Corvette running from 97 to 2004. And you get these things, the 97 to 2000 specifically, around 12 to 13 grand. I paid $12,900 for mine, and you get great bang for your buck performance. I personally think 345 horsepower for 12 grand is awesome.
Yeah. Well, guys, you know, we drive all over, and you guys have seen my C6 Z06, and obviously, I've had that car for a while, but when I bought it, I paid $45,000 for it. He paid $13,000 for this car. And we go places, they get the same amount of attention, both cars. And honestly, when they're parked beside each other, I think they both look pretty cool. So, I mean, you can't beat it. And the best part is, this car is a really good car. It's very fast. It's not terribly expensive to repair, although they are getting old. We're 20 years old in this car right now, but
yeah.
Having said that, guys, that's it. That's 5 cars that are relatively cheap that we think look a lot more expensive than what they are. So if you guys are looking to impress somebody, go ahead and pick one of these up. But this is not legitimate consumer advice, so take it with a grain of salt.
And if you guys feel like we left something out, please put it in the comments. We are actually interested to know what you think is a fast, exotic looking car on the Cheeps. Maybe we missed one, let us know. So you guys have a great day. Peace.